which are very damaging to us. They're highly neurotoxic, that it can cause irritability, depression, and bad moods from using furniture polish like that. It says there's also a safety issue of using natural cleaning stuff, as chemical levels can be up to 70 times higher inside your house than outside. Over 100 chemicals commonly found in homes have been linked to allergies, birth defects, cancer, psychological abnormalities, skin reactions, headaches, depression, joint pain, chronic fatigue, chest pains, dizziness, loss of sleep, and asthma, and the list goes on. Housewives have a 55% higher chance of getting cancer than women that work outside the home. And so why would that be? I never think you're not as stressed being at home as you are out working. Why would that be? They're saying it's most likely to do with the products that you use to clean your house. I mean, when I'm staying home, toilet bowl cleaner and spraying stuff on this, and you're cleaning the oven and you're polishing your furniture. It says every year thousands of household poisonings are reported, many are fatal. Approximately 70% of all poisonings are from children 1 to 5. And having 8 kids, I know that's true. Kids will drink bleach. Don't know why. They have no taste buds. You can't get them to eat their green beans, but they'll drink bleach. And here are some of the stuff. It says, according to Poison Control, dishwashing detergent accounts for more accidental poisons than any other substance. When my, I don't know, 31-year-old son, when he was a little toddler, I always kept the automatic dish detergent up in the high cupboard so he wouldn't get to it. And one day, just as I put it down to put it in there, my phone rang, I set it on the counter, I answered the phone, he reached up to help and poured it in his eyes. Immediately called him, ran him under the sink and ran water, called Poison Control. They had him waiting at the emergency room. They said rinse 20 minutes per eye and rush him in. Then they did another 20 minutes with a saline solution each eye, because kids can go blind from dish detergent. So, you want to keep anything that's caustic up out of the way. Things like, that's a big thing. The other thing you don't think about, dandruff shampoo, if swallowed, causes vital organs to degenerate. Household ammonia, when mixed with bleach, is a deadly substance. Bug spray can remain active and airborne in your home for 30 years. So, we think we're doing a really good job as a mom at home, a housewife at home. We're spraying for bugs, we're cleaning our furniture, we're scrubbing the toilets, we're doing all of that stuff. Now, what is wrong with your furniture polish is there's organic solvents, which can release volatile organic compounds, making the indoor air toxic. There's 12 common organic pollutants to be 2 to 5 times higher inside your home than outside, and they can stay there. Companies are not required to disclose all the ingredients, and though products designed for cleaning will indicate if poison is in it by saying dangerous if swallowed. And so I think almost everything the toilet bowl cleaner says dangerous if swallowed, called Poison Control. But they only address acute effects, but they don't address what happens in the future. So, 20 years of cleaning your house with this stuff, and it's inside your home. Maybe vinegar doesn't smell really great, but let me tell you, when it's dry, you don't smell it. But if you ever walked into somebody's home, and I have allergies, major allergies, if I walk into somebody's home and they pine salt that smells really good, I walk in and I'm sick. Also, let's see if I can find it. Air fresheners, how many of you plug in those cute little plug-ins and it smells so good? Here's what's in those. They mask one odor with another odor. They coat your nasal passages with an indetectable oil film, or they diminish your sense of smell with nerve-deadening agents. So, it can smell really good, but I'm one of these people that's very aware of that. My sister has these plug-ins all over her house. When I go visit her, I ask her if she could please unplug them about a week before I get there. I still have allergies when I go into her house. So anyway, government regulations control emissions, but not your exposure. So, maybe you're okay using furniture polish once, even though it's going to linger for 2 weeks. But, you do that over and over and over again, it may be a problem. Some of the common chemicals found in household products and the symptoms they cause. Corrosives, many toilets, drain, and oven cleaners are labeled danger corrosive. They include some of the most dangerous chemicals, such as lye, hypochloric acid, phosphoric acid, and sulfuric acid. These can burn the skin, cause internal burns if ingested, and explode if used incorrectly. Ammonia, many home and commercial products contain ammonia. The chemical can irritate eyes and lungs and cause headaches. should be particularly avoided by anyone with asthma or lung sensitivities. Chlorine bleach, which is sodium hypochlorite, if mixed with ammonia, vinegar, or other acidic-based cleaners, they'll release chloramine gas, which is fatal. I mean, you've heard about people cleaning and they dump something in their toilet and then they go use bleach, and they can pass out right there and die. You know, maybe not immediately, but you know, left there alone, the kids are at school, that would be a sad day. So the other thing is phosphates. They are naturally occurring minerals used in automatic dishwashing detergents as a water softener. When released back into the environment, they can cause algae blooms in lakes and ponds and kill aquatic life. Petroleum distillates, which is the #1 thing in your oil-based, you know, like your polish and stuff. It's a hydrocarbon solvent produced from crude oil or found in a wide variety of consumer products, including lip gloss, liquid gas, fertilizer, furniture polish, pesticides, plastic, paint thinners, solvents, motor oils, fuels, and hundreds of other products. So we're getting a lot of that. I mean, we're getting a lot of that driving in our car, but especially in our home if we're using anything with petroleum distillate. Phenol and cresol are found in disinfectants, and they cause diarrhea, fainting, dizziness, and kidney and liver damage if ingested. There's been kind of a false thing, you know, we use this hand sanitizer, we use antibacterial cleaners. We're killing natural bacteria. We're got this fauna and flora going, we're killing that off, and it's been proven that soap and warm water kills all the germs it needs to kill. So, you know, you're feeling like, oh, this is good, I have antibacterial soap and antibacterial spray and anti-this and anti-that. It is really phenol and cresol, which are damaging to your kidney and liver. Nitrobenzene, found in furniture and floor polishes, if inhaled, can cause shallow breathing if ingested. It can cause poisoning and death. It's also been linked to cancer and birth defects. Formaldehyde is a colorless, strong-smelling gas widely used to manufacture building materials. Now, we're not cleaning with that, but formaldehyde is used in a lot of home building. They're getting away from it now, but for a long time, your plywood and whatever the glues in it have formaldehyde. So they can test your indoor air for that. The other one is naphthalene, which is made from coal tar. It's a volatile hydrocarbon used for the manufacture of plastics, dyes, solvents, and is found in mothballs. It is suspected carcinogen and may damage the eyes, blood cells, liver, kidney, skin, and the central nervous system. Then there's paradichlorobenzene. It's a chemical found in mothballs, toilet disinfectants, deodorizer. Paradichlorobenzene can harm the nervous system, liver, and kidneys. Then there's hydrochloric acid or sodium acid sulfate. They're found in toilet bowl cleaners and can burn the skin and cause blindness if splashed into the eyes, or can burn the stomach. So anyway, so that's one of the reasons why we should avoid. The other thing is they cost a lot of money. I mean, you can go down the aisle at Target and you can put $25 or $30, $40 worth of cleaning stuff. You know, we're all having a bad time with the downturn in the economy, except the petroleum industries and the chemical industries. They're still putting them out and we're still buying them. So these are the safer things. This is what I use. This is my furniture cleaner. I have a couple of nice wood things. The rest is all part of the board, but the good things, I use this. This is olive oil. I don't make a lot of it because I don't know if it would go rancid, so I'll just make a little bit. Squeeze a fresh lemon and put in about the same amount, or a little bit more olive oil. Spray it on there, wipe it off. It leaves a beautiful surface. Now, if you find you've got buildup, you want to use more lemon juice, or you can even add vinegar to that. And then as far as, well, let me go in order of this. Air fresheners, you know, my sister likes her house to smell good, but it makes me sick. So it's probably making them sick. They just don't know it yet. It might take 20 years. They say the best thing to do is ventilation. Open your windows. You don't want anything wet. Wet causes mold to grow. So, you know, you want to keep your damp surfaces dry. If your bathroom, if your kids slosh water, clean it up, and it will stop the mold. The other thing is vinegar. You can put partially filled saucers of vinegar around the room, or boil a tablespoon of white vinegar in a cup of water, and it takes away. If you ever cooked fish and your house smells like fish, if you boil the vinegar in the water, the fish smell goes away. Maybe it's because it smells like vinegar, but anyway, then you can do cinnamon and cloves. You can boil those spices in cheesecloth and your house smells good. You can make your own potpourri, make sure it's natural stuff, it doesn't have chemicals sprayed on it. Or you can dip cotton balls in vanilla and just set them in your kitchen. A trick, I'm a real estate broker, and you know, if I'm doing an open house and somebody's home and it smells bad, you can take cookie dough with you and put a little couple of cookie doughs on a cookie sheet and put it in your oven, and boy, your house smells good. Or, you know, boil a bit of vanilla. So, you know, just vanilla smells good. Baking soda takes away smells. How many of you put baking soda in a little container in your fridge? I mean, this baking soda absorbs odor, so you can put that around. Pour it down your drain, put the baking soda, then pour vinegar in. It's keeping the drain clean and it takes the smell away. Borax. Borax, I was just reading about that, and I wish I'd found where it was, that they pour borax over Chernobyl because it absorbs radioactive ions. So it's a good absorber also. So you put it in the bottom of your trash can and you won't have the smell. I don't know if you've come across this, but I bought a box of, and it doesn't say it's got scented, but garbage bags for my trash can in my kitchen. And I put, you know, on top of my pantry, I stick it up there so I can pull it out and put it in there. It all of a sudden smells funny. So it had a sweet odor to it. So even though it didn't say it was, had an odor, you know, deodorant to it, it did. So, you know, you don't want that, but this doesn't smell, and this is not toxic to you unless you want to eat it. So you wouldn't put it where kids can eat it. Cleaner, what they're saying for a good cleaner for scrubbing, and I've done that, is, I didn't bring salt, but borax and salt, you know, just scrub your stainless steel sink out and it cleans it, or you put a little vinegar in that and scrub it. Baking soda, it says, dissolve 4 tablespoons of baking soda in a quart of warm water for a general cleaner. You can also do the same thing with borax, and I didn't have enough of these to burn everything, but you can use that as a surface cleaner. And it says if you want to neutralize odors, you put borax in cornmeal and sprinkle it on your carpeting. And you can also sprinkle with baking soda. How many of you have a sticker, a bumper sticker in your car, and you just can't, you know, vote for whoever from 10 years ago? Vinegar will take that off, and it will not. It'll also take those stick-on things off your wall. So that's good on any labels. Is vinegar. Here's what it says about soap, and I have I have the Fells Naphtha and the Zote soap, both good soaps. Regular cleaning with plain soap and water will kill most bacteria. And it says if you keep things dry, mold, mildew, bacteria, they can't live without moisture. So that's your big thing in the bathroom is you're not going to get the mold if you've got, you know, a window open or a fan running, and when your kids are done showering, you're just going to dry things off or make them do it. Borax is a disinfectant and deodorizer, so you mix a half a cup of borax to a gallon of hot water, and you can clean with that. The other thing is alcohol. I've worn glasses for probably since I was 12 years old. And you know, if you buy the glass cleaner, the little things of cleaner, it's really expensive, so I mix half and half in my little glasses cleaner, and every day I clean my glasses with that, half and half alcohol and water. It says if we preventing drains from clogging, you pour the baking soda in and vinegar. And then once it bubbles up, then you run hot water down or use a plunger. The stuff we pour in, that drain stuff, really doesn't work. You can eat through pipes if it sits there long enough. My parents one day, remember this was a lot of years ago, they poured Drano down their drains and somehow eat through their pipe, and all of a sudden the stuff is running out onto their floor. How good will plumbing and it's really a bad thing that this won't take care of. And then they're saying also salt and baking soda down the drain with hot water. Have you ever seen those zip ties, those little white things? They're like 75 cents each. You run those down your drains and you always pull a lot of hair up. So those are precautionary things. Never a good idea to throw a drain up down the drain. What I do for my hardwood floors, I have hardwood floors throughout except for my bathrooms, which are tile. This is half and half vinegar and water. And I tried the Bona floor cleaner. It doesn't do as good a job. So I just spray this down on the floor, mop it up, and it cleans it and it leaves it clean. Now, if you put things with soap in it, you're going to have to go back over with water. But if it's just vinegar and water, mop it up. If your mop head is clean, it leaves the floor pretty clean. If you have black heel marks on your floor, baking soda, scrub that, use that. Okay, I've already done furniture polish. That's just olive oil and lemon, and it smells good. Laundry products, we already went over that. White vinegar works on that. Now, if you have mineral deposits, on your shower heads and stuff. You can buy the more caustic stuff, or you can just use vinegar and paper towels. You pour this saturated paper towel with vinegar and put it around your, wherever there's hard water deposits, and the acid in that should take care of that. Now, if you have a lot of it, you may have to unscrew your shower head. If it's metal, you can put it in half a cup of white vinegar and a quart of water and boil it for 15 minutes. Now, if it's plastic on it, you don't want to boil it. So if there's any, like the little washers in there, the low flow restrictors, which I always take out because I can't stand taking a slow shower, you can just submerge it in a pint of vinegar and a pint of hot water and let it sit. So I have a lot of different ones for, this is a good one for me since we do a lot of fixing up houses. Soak your paintbrush in vinegar. So that'll soften the bristles. Let's see, have I gone over any of these? Window cleaner is on the thing. I don't have it with me. It is, as I recall, rubbing alcohol. So it's like a cup of alcohol, a cup of water, and a tablespoon of vinegar. It's really good for cutting the film off your windows, for cleaning that. I've done that one.
I make my own window cleaner, but what I do is, so I know it is window cleaner, I will put food coloring in it.
I have written on here.
I label them, but I still put. May I ask you a question? What do you use to clean granite countertops and porcelain floors?
I guess I've been on the internet. I don't have either. I'd love to have granite counters, but I don't. I would suspect, I have some granite, a kit that you seal it with, because it does need to be sealed. I would guess, without looking it up, that just my floor cleaner, my half water and half vinegar.
Because then you vinegar on it, the porcelain floors, because it little etches. It etches.
You can't use vinegar because acid and vinegar will eat through your granite and it'll etch it.
Okay. I would say look it up on the internet. Natural granite cleaners. I didn't pull that up. Didn't think about it. You might want to. This is a little bit abrasive, and so are these things. So I'm not sure.
No.
Maybe just soap and water.
Yeah.
When I had granite before, after I've done washing the dishes, I'd always go over on my granite, and then about every 6 to 8 months, I'd seal it with granite sealer. So I don't have granite right now. So I don't do that. And then they talk about, where's my oven cleaner? I probably have it on that one. That you put water on oven, because oven cleaner is very toxic. Now, yes, it makes your oven really clean, but you can spread water and then put, can I get that one back? I have that recipe somewhere.
1 cup of baking soda.
Yeah, 1 cup.
I think it's baking.
It's baking
Oh, did you
soda.
already grab it? Thank you. Somebody has it. I didn't have that sheet with me. And then just, let it soak in there and then scrape it off. The other thing is you can always put a little tiny layer of foil and try and catch it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that one. There's my stuff. I didn't have it with me. So I thought that was really a good one. I looked up a bunch of different places, put this together. So you want to put a little bit of detergent in there and put that on there, sprinkle some more water, let it set overnight, and then scrub it off. Okay, pest control. I know we were supposed to talk about that, but I found some really good things for pest control that are natural. Because how many of you have kids or grandkids in your home? And do you want the stuff to last for 30 years that you sprayed around for ants? How many of you have gotten ants in your kitchen? My house is probably built on an ant mound because if anything is left out, if somebody comes in and gets something to eat and leaves it on the counter, I will have a zillion ants. So this is a really good thing. Vinegar. Ants don't like it. I'll use my half and half vinegar and just squirt my whole can and just let it set and then wipe it off. And it usually takes care of them. They're also saying, and I have not used this, flour and borax mixed together. You mix 1 cup of flour and 2 cups of borax in a quart jar, punch holes, and you sprinkle around the house foundation. And that's supposed to keep the ants out. Now, pets eat them, they can get sick, so you don't want to put it where your dog is going to lick the
A line of boric acid works too. That's natural, but
Uh-huh.
animals can have it as well.
Okay, well, so the borax works. Then they said bone meal or powdered charcoal or lemon sets up barriers for ants to keep them from entering. So usually they're pretty easy. I noticed that if I keep everything cleaned off, I don't have ants. The minute I've got something in there, they somehow sniff it out and there's no family. They also said pennyroyal, spearmint, southernwood, and tansy. Growing these plants around the border of your home will deter ants and aphids. So I haven't done that, but that's kind of a good idea. I don't know if they'll even grow here. Can we grow spearmint here? Probably. In the summer, so we can keep them out in the summer. Then it says for fleas. The only reason you get fleas is if you have pets that bring them in. I don't have a pet right now. But they're saying the number one thing to get rid of pets is to vacuum if you've got carpeting to keep them out. And then it says a teaspoon of vinegar to a quart of water in the drinking water of your pet will deter fleas. Now, I'd never heard that. I wish I'd known that when I
Is there
started.
flea problems in Antelope Valley?
I don't think so. Maybe not. I've never had any here. I had a Dalmatian when we lived in Orange County. I was always treating it. We moved here and there were no fleas. So I guess we don't have that. Flies. It says scratch the skin of an orange and leave it out. The citric acid repels flies. And I've never tried that, but heck, that's probably a lot better than fly repellent. Cloves, clusters of cloves, mint or basil. And then you can make your own fly paper if you want. I mean, on my barn I've got fly paper things hanging to try to keep the flies down. But you can make your own by boiling sugar and corn syrup and water together and then, dipping brown paper bag and hanging it out. And that's fly paper. I had never heard this. This was an interesting thing. Mice. If you have mice, mashed potato powder or buds, and you place instant mashed potatoes in places with dishes of water, and when they drink it, they explode. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to try it on my gophers. My gophers are eating my trees. I bought all those ones that make the sound, the solar ones, and plug them in the ground. They're like $30 each. I got them all over. I still have them.
Somebody told me it's called the blue potato bush. It's a flowering
Uh-huh.
that blows or
Yeah, I've
something.
seen that.
They say the gophers do not like that, and it's called society garlic. Now, she told me I haven't tried it yet.
But I've got a half acre. I'm growing gophers in my half acre.
But she said if you
They're
plant-
breeding.
Because the gophers love the roses, so she said plant them kind of in between your roses, and it helps deter and make them like that. I don't know.
I've got like 20 fruit trees and they're loving the roots of them.
What do you use gopher traps for?
I've done the black cola. Like Chris keeps setting those and they keep snapping with nothing in them. So anyway, if anybody has, I didn't see anything for gophers, and then one of my tenants told me that chicklets chewing gum, the gophers will eat it. And does that work? You're not.
Yeah, the bubblicious, the wrapper goes into a certain size, yeah.
That work, I don't know about gophers, it works for skunks.
Okay, I'm going to go buy some more chewing gum and put it out there.
Yeah, first tell them, he says juicy fruit.
Yeah, juicy, it's gotta be juicy fruit, otherwise it won't eat.
Oh, really?
But don't touch it with your hands, because if you touch it with your hands, you'll get a human scent on it.
So I don't want to unwrap them. I just want to open the package and dump it in there.
Well, I like the juicy fruit, you have to wrap it in the wrapper or glove or whatever.
Okay.
Don't touch the gun.
No, don't eat the wrapper.
Good. We need a lesson on natural pest control. The other one is roaches, and actually, I never believed that we would have cockroaches here. I haven't seen one till I bought a bunch of rentals. I'm treating them all the time. All the time. So number one, and this is what I tell my tenants, keep your place clean, and you won't have roaches, because this is not, when we lived in Orange County, at night you'd see them walking along the sidewalk. I mean, they're everywhere. I haven't seen them in Quartz Hill, but I sure have seen them on my rentals. So what they're saying, same kind of thing with the roaches. They have a recipe here, borax and flour again. Sprinkle it around. Flour, cocoa powder, and borax. You mix together 2 tablespoons of flour, 4 tablespoons of borax, and a tablespoon of cocoa. And you set it out in dishes, and they'll die. But you don't want to do that if you've got pets that might eat it. So anyway, like I said, I haven't seen any since I moved here, except in my rentals. We also don't have a lot of snails and slugs. I guess it's too dry. I guess if my yard ever gets green and lush, I will get them back. Scouring powder is baking soda and salt, and I didn't bring salt. And you can use that as a mild abrasive, like on your stainless steel sinks or whatever. Carpet, they're just saying the main thing for stain removal, the minute something spills is when you clean it up. You want to blot it in towards it, not spread it out, and clean as much of it as you can. I don't have carpeting. I have very rarely don't have carpet. I don't know if there's anything else. Oh, tub and tile cleaner. There we go. For cleaning toilet bowls, remember I mentioned the toilet bowls, how caustic that stuff is that you put in there. If it's caustic to you, it probably caustic to your pipes. So it's probably a good idea not to use it. Baking soda and vinegar. You sprinkle baking soda to the bowl, then drizzle in the vinegar, and then scour it. Now, for removing a stubborn stain like a toilet bowl ring, borax and lemon juice. See, I love lemons. All of this stuff is, the lemons are great. And you put it as a paste on the inside of your toilet, so you've got a ring. And then you let it sit there, and then you flush it, and after 2 hours, and you scrub it off. It's supposed to stay good. Tub and tile cleaner. That's just baking soda. Sprinkle it on your little sponge and clean the rings. The main thing is to just stay up with it. Vinegar and baking soda will remove the film buildup, like in your shower, on your shower doors. It does a good job. And vinegar removes a lot of stuff. It said, and this is where my handy little floor cleaner comes in. I spray on everything that cleans. So, anyway, and it says if you, this is interesting, that we don't have a lot of cold weather here. We used to live back east, and you wake up and you get your little scraper out and do your best to scrape a little hole so you can see out your window to drive. But vinegar, it says if you leave your car outside overnight in the winter, mix 3 pans of vinegar to 1 pan of water and coat the windows with the solution. This vinegar and water combination will keep the windshields ice and frost-free. Didn't try it out because we haven't had cold weather. The next time we have cold enough weather here, then we might have frost. I think we have to have it more humid than it is usually. I'm going to try that. So, anybody have any other questions?
Yes. I use someone put the regular water in the iron, and it has that buildup from the, how do you get that out?
I would think vinegar would probably, I don't know, does anybody have a comment on this? I'm not authority at all, but that's a good question. On your hard water deposit buildup in your iron is probably the same as the vinegar.
Oh, it's like your shower head.
Yeah, pour the vinegar in it, let it sit, maybe turn it on and let it, push the steam button and let it come through. They do have iron cleaners, but I think all it is acetic acid, which is vinegar. So basically, gosh, we have a good salad right here. And so most of this stuff is non-toxic. And you think, vinegar, when I'm mopping my floors with the vinegar, my house smells like vinegar, but by the time it's dry, it smells clean. Either that or I'm used to it.
I have the fake wood floor and the vinyl, and I use vinegar and water, and it leaves a film. Is it because I use too much vinegar, or is it because it's vinyl, or what?
I don't know. Does it break down vinyl, maybe? I mean,
It
mine's
doesn't.
actually hardwood.
No, it doesn't.
Have you ever used anything else? Because I used the Bona floor cleaner, and then I used the vinegar, and it was a film. So once I've used it 3 or 4 times, there's no film.
I've even tried Windex. I mean, that's too expensive, so I stopped doing that. But I like the vinegar and water. It cleaned it really good. It's just, it leaved a film on it.
Okay, I'm not an expert, but maybe put a little bit of rubbing alcohol.
Okay.
Like my window cleaner, which is the rubbing alcohol with the, it might cut it.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll hurt vinyl. Is there anything that says that'll hurt vinyl?
Just remember not to use vinegar on painted surface.
Yes,
It'll take the paint off.
it will. You could use it really diluted to get fingerprints, and it'll break down greasy fingerprints, but
I cat sprayed my back door, which is painted, so I mixed my vinegar and water and sprayed it,
Well-
wiped it down, and my rag was just taking all the paint off.
But you've got to do something like vinegar to get the smell out of it. Yeah. And I don't know, does anybody have ideas for getting smell out other than the baking powder and vinegar? We bought a house once a few years ago that the lady had, I would say, 30 cats, cat boxes. And the carpet was literally stuck to beautiful hardwood flooring. No matter what I did, I couldn't tear it up, put myself working it. So, yeah. That's pretty, anytime a cat sprays, but you can multiple cats spraying multiple times. Any other?
Does anybody have a good dishwasher?
You know what works good in the dishwasher is borax. Put a little of that and a little of this. My daughter uses it. I like the real caustic stuff. That's the one caustic thing I keep. It's the little ones with the little red circle.
Yeah, that's what I use now.
And they get everything clean, but my kids tell me, Mom, this is poisoning everybody when they come to visit. But I mean, if you put, the thing what these 2 things do and is natural, and it makes your water very soft. And so with the hot water of the dishwasher, putting this in, it won't bubble. My one son came up for Mother's Day a couple of years ago, and before I got home from church, he thought he would clean the kitchen for me and threw it in, and I had this big dish detergent, but it was, from Costco that you pour in your sink. But it sure looked like the big ones, and he poured it in my dishwasher. My whole kitchen had suds all over the floor.
He said for your dishwasher, they stick the borax and the washing soda in and just leave it as powder and put it in there, or do you mix it?
No, that's what my daughter does now. I don't,
Oh,
but she does, and it looks, so I'd try it. It depends on how clean you get the dishes before they go in. I like to just load mine straight off the table, eggs and everything on them, and it works really good with that real caustic stuff.
I wonder if the soap she made would work. Would it work?
No, you couldn't put, I don't think I'd put that in the dishwasher.
Baking soda, not washing soda, right?
Yeah, it's the super washing soda. But anyway, she started using it because one time she was out of automatic dish detergent and said, I bet this would work.
So, did you know if she mixes it half and half, or?
I think she just uses borax. It says right on it, it's a laundry booster. Toilet bowl, sprinkle a quarter cup of borax into the bowl and then swish it. Garbage disposal, carpets, rug, dishwasher. Booster cleaning powder, add a quarter cup to the bottom of the dishwasher to reduce spots and films from dishes. So she just put this in, and it gets hot, it rinses it off. So it's probably working. Any other questions or comments? Because I'll take any other ideas.
I just got an email the other day saying that, people have mosquitoes, but I have a bigger problem, you have it. They said they just spray Listerine around, and that repels mosquitoes, takes care of them. So. Garlic, they hate garlic.
Oh.
I know.
So if you eat a lot of garlic, well, they were saying that fleas are repelled if you eat the vinegar water.
You eat the garlic too.
Yeah, but if you eat garlic, sometimes then your skin starts smelling. You smell garlic. You get
The
stuff.
more you eat it, you won't. I can vouch for it firsthand. My dad eats garlic every morning. He hasn't had the flu, been sick, and he doesn't smell
Yeah.
garlic anymore.
No, so basically these are safer alternatives. Maybe some of the chemicals do a better job of taking rings off toilets and whatever, but you're going to be healthier using the natural things. Your house is going to smell clean and you're going to feel healthy. So anyway, if there's no other questions.
What if you wanted to get rid of all your chemicals in your house? Would you have to take it to a toxic dump?
Probably true.
Yeah, you know how they have those special pickups?
Well, they have a place here in
Yeah.
Lancaster you can take it to.
The Sierra
You just call up the city and ask them, there's certain days during the month that you can just take the stuff and drop it off.
Yeah, it is toxic. You look at the petroleum distillates in your furniture polish, and it's a neurotoxin, so why put it in your house where it's going to emit? I did this on my beautiful little buffet in my dining room, and that was a couple of days ago, and it just smells good. It doesn't smell like chemicals. And you know what? You can also research any of this stuff on the internet. These were just, I've given you some safe homemade cleaners, but there's a lot more. There's like hundreds of pages of cleaning stuff on the internet.
Okay, thank you so much.